race fans, another episode for here at CRN with the Ultimate Conquest Racing League, powered by Max Graphics. Big time sponsor this season for the Ultimate Conquest Racing League for the Man Cave After Dark Xfinity Series. Tonight will be at Kentucky, a 1.46 mile track. It's 35 degrees outside, and it looks like the track temp's about 85 degrees. It's going to be a good one here as they're narrowing down with not many, a few weeks remaining still in the series. JP Phillips out front of those point standings right now, and we'll go ahead and do a rundown of those while we're waiting for them to finish up practice here. JP Phillips is on top when it comes to the fastest lap around here for practice. But to the standings here. We'll go ahead and bring up the standings here. But of course, for everything, the one thing I need, I think, is a little bit large so you guys can see it. So I'm going to readjust that real quick, please. Up here. Anyways, you can see the rundown here of the point standings. So JP Phillips on top over Justin Kirby, Brady Gurka, Trevor Hunt, Tommy Ryan, Christopher Bouchard for top six. So a pretty good standing so far, but JP Phillips out with a commanding lead, 127 points over second place Justin Kirk. So as long as JP Phillips continues to have these great luck this season, the consistency, the wins week in and week out, he's looking at a smooth sailing to the end of the season. But he will not count out all the other great drivers out there trying to take that over as well. The other thing that we have going on here today, we do have let's see, we'll pop up the schedule real quick. And tonight we are at Kentucky. So next week we'll be at Richmond. Then we have Nashville Super Speedway. I can't read because I need my glasses. Dover, Myrtle Beach, and then Atlanta. So some great tracks coming up for the rest of the season here with the Ultimate Conquest Racing League. And obviously, we can't forget about our team standing. So a little bit of battle there between the Black Magic Motorsports teams, 6-7-44 for Black Magic Motorsports, and then mid-pack Magic Motorsports is coming in a close third with 59.79, turn and burn. So still up for grabs at second place. Black Magic Motorsports starting to kind of pull away a little bit here in the Xfinity of the Man Cave After Dark Xfinity Series. Man, I can't talk tonight, but I guess that's every night, right? But anyways, we're looking for some great racing here tonight from UCRL as practice is rounding up. And my co-host will be Carl Hanwork. He's off in Talladega at the moment, finishing up an eventful race over there with the core Xfinity Series. So they will be wrapping up and he will be over here shortly. But it's all about tonight, all the fans that were watching tonight and everybody that comes back for review of their race. As to see the drivers of UCRL get around here at Kentucky. This is a good track. I got a chance to get the car out there. And some pretty good laps, I thought so. Not quite as fast as the top five, but was running in a 30.8. But like I said, I just have always had a problem. I never really had a problem getting fast out. I have a problem maintaining my tires. And with UCRL, they run full tanks of fuel, so they're going to be out here for a long time on a one set of tires. When I mean a long time, looking at their breakdown of your pre-race briefings, they're guessing right around the 60 to 65 laps. So another great race where they're going to be out here. So it's 117 laps around Kentucky for 175 miles. But practice is over. So now the field will be taking the track to put in a good qualifying time. It's going to be some great, I think some great racing here. There is multiple lines around here. The entries to each turn are obviously both different. 1 and 2 are different than 3 and 4. As 3 and 4, you exit 4, you get to come down that B-shaped front straightaway in front of the grandstands, and that's really you gotta really be careful so you don't get that car too tight and push into the wall as you exit 4. But right now, we'll go ahead and if we can grab one of these drivers and hop on top of the hood here as I have to turn them down just a little bit for everybody. But basically, with Trevor Hunt as he works his way around the track here, coming down the front stretch right now, coming out of 4, and this is where you get a great run down the front stretch. Put up the timing tower so you can see where everybody's kind of here. Come on, don't be a stickler. This Andrew Ratcliffe with a 31.442. We talked to Andrew last week. He was able to come in P number 3 and was able to come up in the booth and talk to us. Oh, Scott Bolster with a 31.238 for his first lap. So good first lap for Scott Bolster. Kirby with 31.393. Andrew Ratcliffe taking that back with a 30.499. That's a pretty good lap. 4/10 faster than I can do. Brady Gurkin with a 30.852. Brett Kirby with a 30.91. Trevor Hunt can match. Trevor with a fastest lap here at qualifying with a 30.498. It doesn't get any close, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get any closer than that. Besides tying, and then I think everything has a few numbers after that third number to really show who is out there. But tonight's obviously we're presented by the after the race, the post race will be by the iRacers Lounge podcast. But then obviously the main sponsor for tonight is going to be Max Graphics. So if you're looking for a livery out there for any of your vehicles, look them up. They do some great paint jobs. But not many cars out here tonight. We have 12 drivers on the docket, so still running the pretty much the core of this series. And they're definitely looking for some talented drivers to join the ranks after their Xfinity series. I believe they'll be running a truck series, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember reading their Discord correctly. I think somewhere in the August time frame. So if you're interested in running with UCRL at these times, get a hold of Scott Bolster, or you can get a hold of myself, and I can get you in touch with Scott Bolster as well. And they do some great racing here, as we've seen week in and week out, with all the green flag running, the respectful racing between each of the drivers, and they're very talented. So there's a lot of talent on this track with this great group of drivers. But tonight, it is all about Kentucky. 117 laps as we're getting down to finishing up qualifying. The only person that has not qualified, and I think he's on the track right now, is Tommy Ryan on that number 99. One of the drivers with multiple wins this season, but because he had to miss a few races, has kind of put him back in the points a little bit. Unable to catch the likings of JP Phillips, as he's been able to show up for every single race, put on a great consistent run. Andrew Ratcliffe is squeaking in there as well. JP Phillips up there with a nice run there as well, 30.618. And this track, I know they're probably looking at the feel on the tires, but those tires are going to be so important here Once those tires wear off, you're going to see the times drop from the 30s into the 31s, and depending on how long they're out there, maybe even move into 32s. But qualifying is done, and the results for that will be... Let's pull these up here. Close this down. So our lineup here tonight on the pole for tonight's race will be the number 59 of Trevor Hunt. The outside will be the number 24 of Andrew Ratcliffe. Row number 2, Tommy Ryan, the 99, followed with J.P. Phillips in the number 22. Grady Gherkin and Justin Kirby will occupy row number 3. And you have Jerry West out there with Brent Kirby. So welcome to the field, Jerry. I think it's been a little while since you've been out here, but it's good to see you out there again. Tim Glass and Jeff Ryan will occupy row number 5. Scott Bolster and Jake Lesh and that number 51 will occupy row number 6. Welcome back, Jake. Missed you last week, buddy. Thanks to the fans out there of CRN as always. Thank you, Barry, for continuing to tune in to CRN. I can't thank you enough for being CRN's biggest supporter. CRN has met our goal of 1,000 as we continue to move forward. And obviously got some paperwork to do on my side, and hopefully that the partnership comes through as well. So I appreciate all the support from all the fans, all the drivers, continuing to bring us back to view their seasons, put on a great show for everybody, and definitely watch stories being untold here. Pole sitter Trevor Hunt, number 59. Does he have what it takes to hold on to them tires and keep this thing going from the get-go? We know Andrew Ratcliffe is hungry for a good win. This is his style of track, and I'm expecting a good showing there from that number 24 as well. Gotta bring up our ticker here. And it's a bit like that up there. Track maps on this. You guys can see where everybody's at in the track. Start of the track is down to the south side of the map. You can see a little red line there as the pace car turns off, and Trevor Hunt's getting ready to take the field to green. We'll get on the loud pedal, and off we go. Already looking to get to the underside of the 99. Tommy Ryan had a great start there. The fallbacks to 59 and 24. Run down the backstretch side by side. The 24 of Andrew Ratcliffe has some good momentum. He's going to be able to hold it on that outside here early. The 59 down low. Going to hold that 59 down there, pinch, but looks like the 24 is going to edge him out and give that lead to the number 24 of Andrew Ratcliffe. 22 of J.P. Phillips moves into P number 3, getting around on the 99 of Tommy and Grady Gherkin in that 46 in P number 5, looking to keep those boys in check as well. 59 of Trevor Hunt might be maybe easing up as not to eat those tires up too heavily early on. Like I said, it's about 5 to 6 laps, and those tires will go away quickly if you abuse them. A little bit of battle in between the 22 and 59 right now as 22 makes his way around the 59, move to 22, J.P. Phillips in the P number 2, Trevor Hunt's back in 3rd, Grady Gherkin is now in P number 4, Tommy Ryan has moved back a few spots, but that is like Tommy's MO. He's he likes to just take his time, let the track and race come to him, and you'll see that as the run goes on, that 99 normally moves forward. Justin Kirby for that great start there in P number 6. Or that number 58. Tim Glass up 2 spots early as well on there in 7th. Harry West in that 00. P number 8, Brett Kirby in at 57 back there in P number 9, Jake Lesh at purple and white, number 51 back there in P number 10, and the 45 is Scott Bolster in 11th. Jeff Ryan back here in the back, but I seen Jeff doing some pretty good laps during the practice sessions. It might just be kind of being easy on them tires. Like I said, it's a difficult thing to manage sometimes. Our 5 laps in of 117 here tonight. Up front with Andrew Ratcliffe out to a 0.6-second lead. Does Andrew have what it takes to manage them tires, or did he start too quick, too early? Always a question that, like I said, I know it's an issue that I have while I'm driving, and it's especially when you get out front, you don't have anybody to pace yourself. Pace or have them to pace. So you're the one out there setting the pace, so you really got to be on the ball. I think it'd be rather in JP Phillips's position right now in that second place. Use Andrew Ratcliffe as a gauge to how fast I should be going or how much I should not be going. All Andrew Ratcliffe here early on as we're on lap 7 of 117. JP Phillips in P number 2 and back there, and now third. Grady Durkin has gotten around at 59 to Trevor Hunt. He's up 2 spots. Trevor Hunt and Tommy Ryan both kind of settling as they know that the track it's a long one. 60 plus laps on a full tank of gas. Yeah, so they can get to a point where, one stop, and if, with a smaller field, cautions are not as prevalent as like a larger field. This isn't a super speedway, so you don't need a drafting partner, and you can pull away as you see there. The 24 and the 22 now closed. JP Phillips has closed in that gap to the 24. These two drivers having a good run so far, and Grady Kirkin kind of laying back just a little bit in P number 3. Again, looking for a great finish. Just very hard to make a lot of positions up on JP Phillip as he's just been so consistent this year. A little battle there between 59 and 58. 58 of, 58 of Justin Kirby. Look at the low side of 59. Does get that nose underneath. Can he make it stick? It's the exit turn number 4. Into the line. The 59 has the slight edge by a bumper. As they go down the turn number 158, does make it by the 59. So it moves the 58 of Justin Kirby up into P number 4. Trevor Hunt will fall to P number 5. We'll go back with the 51 of Jake Lesh. Jake Lesh on the move. And now on the inside of the 00, Jerry West. Looking to take P number 8 away. Go ahead and see. Hop on board with Jake. See how he's doing. See him working that wheel. Hear that kind of like sandy, paperish sound of the tires working their way across that asphalt. Nice run, hustled up maybe a little earlier than he wants to, but able to drive down underneath the 00, down the outside, where the 00 on is outside. Some grass is there as well. 51, maybe trying to go for a 2-for-1. Not quite have the momentum without car getting tight in that corner. Like I said, the exit of 4 is nothing like the exit of 2. You really can get super tight and wear out that front right tire really, really quick. Too much input is not a good thing. Keep them tires right on up. It's such a practice what I preach if I'm out there racing. JP Phillips has made the move on Andrew Radcliffe to take over the lead. I talked about it a little bit early as, you know, wearing them tires out. And I'm sure he is, knows that he probably pushed that car a little bit too hard. So it's going to be on Andrew to kind of manage them tires, bring them temperatures down so he can stay with that number 22. I'll go back and I'll show you the pass that 22 made for the lead there on lap. I think number 13, yeah. Nice clean move by the 22 and the 24. Back live now. JP Phillips out front over Andrew Ratcliffe, Grady Gherkin in that P number 3 spot. Justin Kirby is in 4th. He's closing in just a little bit. Trevor Hunt is a mirror for the rest of the field as he is followed by Tommy Ryan, Tim Glass, Jerry West, Jacob Lesh, Scott Bolster, Greg Kirby, and Jeff Ryan. On lap 17 of 117, so 100 laps remaining here at Kentucky. Thanks for joining us, NASCAR guy. Good to see you back. Again, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Keep our algorithm going. I don't know how many times now I'm on YouTube. I don't know if it's because I'm the owner of CRN, but I get a lot of suggested videos of CRN, so I'm just browsing. Good racing up front as well, so Andrew Ratcliffe not letting JP Phillips go. Andrew's, I do notice Andrew does talk about, like, maybe sometimes he doesn't get the chance to get out there, get some practice in. He does enjoy racing a lot of these tracks, but sometimes he'll get around somebody, and he's very good at picking up, you know, maybe where he's making a mistake, and then using that to his advantage to keep that number 24 fast for the evening. He's doing exactly that right now as he follows number 22 of JP Phillips around. Grady Gherkin on that back bumper, though. I would not count Justin Kirby in that number 58. He is hanging tough, looking to make his way forward as well. 59 and 99, kind of working together. Just single file, plenty of racing left. You see some racing going on as Jake West has lost that 0-0 of Jerry West, but has made his way around Tim Glass. We'll move that number 51, Jacob Lesh, into number 8. And Scott Bolster, Mr. Consistent, he's always in that top 10. It's good to see the Blue Machine out there. This is the guy, the man, the myth, the legend of the Man Cave after Dark Truck, Xfinity Series. He gets setups put together, does all the adminning, keeps the points and all that stuff, and very, very busy. One of the nicest guys I've talked to in a long time, so it's always good to have a good conversation with Scott. Back up front, see what's going on between these three. JP Phillips, Andrew Ratcliffe, and Grady Gherkin still battling out for the top 3. That's what's good about, you know, the drivers here at UCRL. They understand that, you know, they have full tanks of gas. and that they need to manage their tires, and that's why you see some drivers kind of fall back just a little bit and manage their tires really well. You see some drivers, they like to bump maybe a little bit earlier and hope that they can kind of, after they've stretched it out just a little bit, keep things going. And you have other drivers that like to be super, super consistent and work their way forward as the tires progress off. Move back there by Scott Bolster. Getting passed by the 57 of Brett Kirby. It's been kind of quiet this season in the Xfinity car. He has moved his way up into that 10th spot now. Looking at the times, let's see, I gotta leave a loose stuff around with last lap. Fastest one on the track was actually Justin Kirby by 1/10 over the drivers in front of him. So that's why you see that number 58 slowly it's creeping in on the top three. 46 is also on that back bumper of number 24. Imagine soon that these drivers will be looking to get around each other. These drivers that love to compete. We'll go back there with Tommy Ryan and Trevor Hunt still following each other nose to tail. No sense of battling now, too early to do so, as they're going to have to catching up to those top five. A little bit of battle back here. Jake Lesh finally getting around the 00 of Jerry West. Move that number 51 up 5 spots to P number 7. Go on board. Let's go hop on board on 58. Put us in, let's see how much banking they got out there today. We'll hop in the gyro cane for a little bit. On board with the number 58 of Justin Kirby in Pete number 4 as he follows the top 3 around. Definitely close enough to be in contention as we are on lap 20. We just finished lap 28. Now on lap 29 of 117. Little bobble up there up front, but he's going to keep it down low. Just lift a little bit. Knows that there's plenty of racing remaining. No reason to make a move to sacrifice his car. Gyro cane will hop on the actual car seat. You can see the little red tape of the steering wheel, how much input that number 58 is using around this track. I'm told on ovals, you really don't like to use more than about bid where you turn your wheel about 10 o'clock is usually a good indicator that you're doing a pretty decent job. Anything over that, you're probably scrubbing your tires pretty or too much. But we're on lap 31 of 117. I would say they're working on their way to about halfway through their fuel cycle here. Right now we have JP Phillips, Andrew Ratcliffe, Grady Gherkin, and Justin Kirby for your top 4. And then a little bit of separation, 2 seconds back to Trevor Hunt and the number 99 of Tommy Rock. And then you have another 1 second gap back to the number 51, Jake Lesh. And like I said, he's up to 5 spots in the 00 of Jerry West, who is in battle with that number 57 of Brett Kirby. back there in 8th and 9th. They're going to switch places. 18 of Tim Glass is in 10th. Scott Bolster in 11th. Jeff Ryan in 12th. I just heard the flight land from my co-host in from Talladega, Carl Hamler.
You did. As soon as I get my baggage checked here, I will I'll hop into the race here with you. Just waiting for everything to load up in here. But yeah, Kentucky, it's one of those tracks where you can think of it as cookie cutter with a lot of these 1.5 mile tri-oval tracks, but it's not like any of the other ones in my opinion. I mean, it's, you know, Kansas kind of drives somewhat similar to Las Vegas if you want to consider it. But when you come here to Kentucky, it's a little bit flatter and it's a little bit different driving experience for sure. But I'm sure these boys here at UCRL are putting on a great show so far. I'm happy to be joining out here with this 12-car field out here, and JP Phillips out in the lead, but not really breaking away here. I mean, it's a track that you can certainly see that. You can certainly see some breakaway from guys that know how to save tires and conserve tires. And to me, this track is almost kind of like a bigger brother to Iowa. I mean, it's just kind of a little bit bigger, obviously in distance, and almost twice the size, really. But just kind of the lines, you feed down towards the bottom, but it can have a little bit more than one groove if you know how to run those extra lines.
Yeah, it was Andrew Ratcliffe earlier. I got up to a quick little lead, and might have spun his tires just a little bit too much, but he's been able to manage his car and tires to maintain speed with that number 22 JP Phillips. Has been so consistent this year, even on tracks that he said he wasn't very good at. But it's good to see that they're all hanging together. They're putting on a great race. It's early, so nobody's really making any unnecessary news, if you want to put it that way. Number 59 and 99 have fallen back from the front just a little bit, but you know, we've seen these two drivers work their tires and try to save it for later in the run, and normally they've done a really good job of working their way, you know, to the front, and they're doing it again here right now, Carl, as these two cars are running a little bit faster than the front, not by much, but just a little bit. Last time was a tenth quicker, so slowly working their way back up the front, and you're going to see that 4-car battle into a 6-car battle here, and I'd say towards another 5 to 10 laps. But back here you got some side-by-side action. Scott Bolster getting around Jerry West, and the 18 of Tim Glass. Move Scott Bolster up to Pete, number 9. Been a while since we've seen Jerry out there. But it's good to, like I said, it's good to see that 0-0 knock out there again with the drivers here at UCRL. Buck Ryan, not quite sure what's up with the 67. Like I said, I've seen the 67 run some extremely good laps there during practice, but not seen him have some incidents as well. But you know, obviously, when you're doing practice, you're trying to push your car as hard as you can, see what it can and can't do. But I want to count the 67 out just yet. Hopefully he's getting some feeder information from that 99 Tommy Ryan that's currently in 6th place, following Trevor Hunt as they track down those top 4 of JP Phillips, Andrew Ratcliffe, Justin Kirby, and Grady Gherkin. See a little bit of position change as that 58 has made it around the 46 of Grady Gherkin.
Shuffling at the front here, as the front 4 have broken away by about a second over 5th place Trevor Hunt, but it's still JP Phillips leading the way here over Ratcliffe, Kirby, and Gherkin, as we are completing lap number 39 here, starting lap number 40, and getting into the second third of this race. So, you know, as we talked about when it comes to the pit stops, if you decide there's going to be a two-stop strategy, you know, right about now is when you can start thinking about coming in if you're elected to stretch this thing out.
Where's Chris?
Exactly. He's on the box for somebody. That's what it is. So if you see somebody stretching this thing out or making a different funky pit stop, yeah, Bouchard is up there in the crew chief box for sure. But good run for these out here. All 12 of them, as they're all still doing a fine job, as Jeff Ryan slipping back there a little bit. But yeah, as you say, Jerry Weiss, haven't seen him out here in too long here. It's been too long since we've seen the 00 out there and running the familiar Louisville paint scheme. But doing a good job hanging out there and just outside the top 10 at this point, but it's still plenty early in this race, completing lap number 41 now. 22 of Phillips still leading the way.
Yeah, nice general race so far. Just everybody just kind of out there doing their time. They know that leave their car to make it to the end, and might be still out there searching for that perfect line and that perfect consistency to save tire and be fast. I mean, but these drivers are really not that far apart as far as lap times. I mean, you see leaders are in the 32.8s. You can see Trevor Hunt and Tommy Ryan are 32.7. Even the drivers in the back, they're at 32.9 car. They're not separated by much when it comes in terms of lap times. It's just how they've started, and we're able to push them cars a little bit quicker, a little bit earlier. But everybody has pretty much plateaued off. The battle is up front right now. The closest for everything right now, the 58 of Justin Kirby has made it around the 24 of Andrew Ratcliffe. So move that 58 back into P number 2. Looking to hunt down the number 22, JP Phillips.
It took very little time to get around Ratcliffe there, and we'll see if Gherkin can follow suit, as he is right there behind his teammate. Not sure how much team communication is going on there as far as, hey, I'm a little faster, maybe let me by here and I can try and work up and mix it up with these guys. But I don't think there's going to be too much talk there between Kirby and Brzucek, as Kirby trying to get up there and wants the lead here deep into this first run, as we are on lap number 45 right now. And again, 4-car breakaway here, but Trevor Hunt there in 5th place, and even Jeff Ryan, or Tommy Ryan there in 6th. Not falling back too far, and you see him right there back in the back mirror there, and maybe working together here a little bit to catch back up to this crew, as it was about 1.7 seconds from 1st back to 5th, but now it's only down to 1.5, so reeling in your top 4 here just a little bit. And then you got another 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds back to Jake Lesh and Brent Kirby and the rest of the guys in the top 10, as from there on back it's a little bit spread out, but your top 4 is about to be your top 6.
Yeah, and I kind of called it a little early. I've seen it's just been Trevor and Tommy is kind of early on. They don't push super hard early, and you can see why. There they are at lap 47 because of the driving and the consistency of the field. They've been green from the start. So we're on lap 47 on 117. We probably have another 15 laps remaining in the fuel cycle before you'll start seeing drivers come down. I would imagine some of these drivers would like to get over that 60 lap mark so they don't have to save at all, and make sure they can go the rest of the way. And we could be looking at another green from start to finish here tonight. We know these 2 cars definitely have speed, as they're right now down 4 and 3 spots respectively between the 59 and 99. So now they caught up to the back of the 24. Now they got to make it around him on these little more worn tires. So where will they go? Will they go to the high side? Will they go to the low side? Because we know Andrew Ratcliffe will race you as hard as he can on every single lap. 59 is going to go underneath 24, make it the move, trying to take away Pete number 4 away from Andrew Ratcliffe.
Yeah, fifth and sixth have certainly caught up to your top four here, and wasting no time here as Ratcliffe starting to fall back here late in the run. Not sure if he used up his tires just a little bit too much, keeping up with this top four. But Hunt down to the bottom, still not clear as they come down onto the backstretch. Tommy Ryan going to tuck in behind Ratcliffe, but wants to peek down and get around Ratcliffe just as much as the 59, and looks like Hunt is going to do so through the corner. Tommy Ryan getting very close there, coming out of the corner, but at the front, it's starting to get a little close there as your front two are starting to stretch their legs here a little bit as Phillips and Kirby getting away by half a second over Gherkin, Hunt, Ryan, and Ratcliffe in the top six. But Kirby is right there looking to try and make a move and trying to get himself up into that top spot before the pit stops.
Yeah, I think the 58 has a little bit better tactics. JP is very consistent with his lines, and he has to present that opportunity for Justin to get that 58 Ford Mustang underneath, and here it goes.
Looking to the inside for the lead. Not going to have the run quite yet, but certainly knocking on the door and threatening to take the lead away from JP Phillips is Justin Kirby as they head off into 3 and 4. Now looking to the outside line, trying to get a run, but it is still the 22 for the time being. This is letting Gherkin kind of slip back into the mix here a little bit as he stretches away from Hunt and Ryan in 4th and 5th. Ratcliffe starting to fall back even from the top 5 now as side by side down the backstretch, Kirby to the inside.
Steve has his tires wear down, but the outside becomes a little more prevalent. I hear it later during the run. 58 down to the inside. Is he going to have the momentum coming off of 4? And he's not. The outside is super strong, and it's going to be difficult to pass on them older tires. But 58 is trying to make it work. He's going to get past number 22 here on lap 54 to take the lead.
The leader out the front, Justin Kirby, as he gets around JP Phillips. Grady Gherkin trying to catch up and keep up with these front two. They have checked out pretty well, but Justin Kirby clearly having some good late life tires here, and he is trying to get away from JP Phillips, but JP maybe just kind of hanging in there, maybe playing a little field strategy game here too, tucking in behind the 58 as they are your top two. Gherkin in 3rd, Hunt, Ryan, Ratcliffe, Brett Kirby, Bolster, Lesh, and Glass are your top 10, with West and Jeff Ryan making up the 12-car field here tonight.
So Scott Bolster getting back around the 51 of Jake Lesh, moving Scott up to P number 8 here on lap 55, 117. Carl, they're about getting very close to that halfway mark. I mean, right now they're just a few laps to go. Looking at obviously their pre-race briefing, and it's always just a pretty good mathematical guess, depending on the fuel used, saying about 61, 65 laps on a full tank of gas. I'm almost positive once they get over that halfway mark, there will be some drivers that will think about coming in, as they are now up into almost a 33 seconds a lap area where their best laps were 31.0. We see the 51 coming down here early, lap 57. Didn't quite check to see if he got that flag or not, but it looks like he's still good to go. 58 Justin Kirby is out front over JP Phillips, number 22. Grady Gherkin in 3rd, and Trevor Hunt and Tommy Ryan still tracking them down.
Yeah, top 5 starting to get a little bit closer again here, as once Kirby got around JP Phillips, I thought he would try and get away a little bit here, but only out 2.3 seconds right now. Another 6 back to Gherkin, another 6 back to Trevor Hunt and Tommy Ryan back here, as your top 5 have definitely stretched their legs out here over 6th place. Andrew Ratcliffe right now, Brett Kirby, and the 45 of Scott Bolster rounding out your top 8 cars right now. But We've got a couple drivers into the pits, your top 2 into the pits right now, so we are definitely in the pit cycle. We're in the window, and these drivers are coming in and certainly going to want some fresh tires.
Yeah, and I think they're going to maximize the tires as much as possible, and like I said, they're just over that halfway mark. Well, I'm lap 59, currently heading to finish this lap here, and they'll be on 60, so as we run board with Andrew Ratcliffe, if he's going to stay out or go in. But you see Grady Gherkin and Tommy Ryan go in. Even Trevor Hunt and that number 59 out to the lead.
Hunt trying to stretch this thing out, and this is where it gets interesting. Does the short pit pay off? Does the long pit pay off? At the end of the race. I mean, the fact that these drivers are coming in kind of right at the middle of this race. Obviously, the short pit is going to pay off in the short term here and get these guys out to a little bit bigger of a lead, a little bit bigger of a gap. But I feel like that the long run may end up paying off pretty nicely here as well. And we'll see now. It looks like the 24 of Ratcliffe going to stay out here for another lap and take over the lead. Let's try and stretch this thing out a little bit more and maybe have some tires for the end of the race. And I don't mind this strategy here for the 24. He clearly was not having a good run there at the end of his tire life cycle. So at least this way, he can have a little bit fresher tires than everybody else. Maybe be able to stretch that thing out just a little bit further on his pace.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You just got to roll the dice, do something a little bit different. And I think he knows now that maybe he used his tires up just a little bit early, as he fell back there towards the end and lost quite a bit of positions. And obviously, I know Andrew from talking with him that he does get frustrated. And he knows that he's a pretty aggressive driver, and even as much as he burns them tires down, Carl, he's still fast on them worn tires. But definitely was unable to keep up and all back to P number 6 in right here right now, trying to hop off, make sure he's got enough fuel, get some fresh tires, because the right sides are done, lefts are just about to be done, and that 24 is off and away.
We joke about it multiple times, but a lot of times these guys saving tires pace is faster than what we were running full out. I don't get it, but I'll keep watching. I'll keep sitting up here and watching, and maybe I'll pick something up. Maybe a light bulb will go off at some point or another. But I tell you what, going off right now is Justin Kirby out to a nice size lead after this pit stop, and he has got a sizable lead here over second place, which is JP Phillips right behind Jeff Ryan right now, but 2 seconds adrift of your leader, and then another second back to Grady Gherkin in third. Tommy Ryan's going to come out there in fourth place. Trevor Hunt is going to be your 5th place driver. In 6th is going to be Jacob Lesh right now. Has he come into the pits yet? Coming up here, yeah, he has. He has come in. He was one of the first ones to come into pits. That's why he's gained up so much time on your top 5 here. And he is running right now in 6th place. Andrew Ratcliffe back there in 7th, but he's got the freshest tires in the pack right now. He's got Bolster, Brett Kirby, Tim Glasser, top 10, and then Jerry West and Jeff Ryan round out your field.
Yeah, for I think the 24 of Andrew Ratcliffe, obviously staying out there a little bit longer pushes him back initially. I think after his first stint, I think he's been, he has learned something. So, and he's going to use that to his ability to hopefully catch back up to those leaders here towards the end of the race. But right now, it is Justin Kirby out to a monster 1.6 second lead over JP Phillips and that number 22, Grady Gherkin in third. And then Tommy Ryan is now sitting in P number 4. I do not think he's going to save as much as he did the first time, but I think he's still going to take it a little bit easy. Trevor Hunt with that extra lap, you can see that separation from him and Tommy from coming back out for one set of tires, and that could come down to pit entry. It's a pretty different. Those worn tires, Carl, I just know how hard it can get to turn to the left, especially through 3 and 4. With that pit lane being right there on the exit of 4, You really got to get that car down in there, and sometimes it's just difficult. You have to have the car slowed down at a certain point, or you're just going to miss your mark. So I don't see anybody going in to serve any penalties or heading to the back here. So as we go here on lap 67 of 117, it's going to be Justin Kirby out front over JP Phillips, Brady Birkin, Tommy Ryan, Trevor Hunt, Jake Lesh, Andrew Ratcliffe, Scott Bolster, Brett Kirby, Tim Glass, Jerry West, and Jeff Ryan for your 12-car field.
Still got another 50 laps to go in this race, so plenty of time, but certainly Justin Kirby showing that he wants to be the one that takes down the checkered flag here tonight, as slowly, methodically worked his way up through the top 5, worked his way past JP Phillips before the pit stops here, and now is working himself away from the entire field out to a nice 2-second lead right now over JP Phillips. But I mean, these guys are good to go on fuel at this point. Is Justin Kirby getting out there to a sizable lead and wearing off his tires? Now he's out there, he's got the clean air, and we've seen JP Phillips at the front, kind of start falling back just a little bit at the end of that run, or was it just from guys, kind of saving those tires and really kind of working their way up front, as we've seen Justin Kirby work his way through, and Grady Gherkin do the same thing, move himself into third. Tommy Ryan and Trevor Hunt worked kind of in tandem to catch up to the crew, and then get themselves into the top 5, into the mix here. Andrew Ratcliffe back there in 7th has got the freshest tires, but he's got to make them work, and he's got to make them work quick just to catch up to these guys, as he is quite a ways back. I mean, he's back there, excuse me, a good 9.5 seconds behind your leader right now. So this may be a situation where, kind of damage control here for the 24 may just not have the pace here to hold on to the tires long enough to keep up with the top guys here tonight, but certainly going to try his best to at least get a top 5.
Yeah, I don't foresee Andrew, laying back. He was running up front. He did lead for a little bit there in the beginning, and like I said, and it's always one thing you try to get out there, and we know that Andrew's aggressive. We've watched him make some amazing passes throughout the season, and we've talked to him plenty of times in the booth, from wins to obviously seconds and thirds. So he has what it takes, and he just might have used them a little bit of tires up too much too early in the beginning. He was able to stay up with him for quite a long time, so I think his second go round coming out here, he knows that he needs to make them tires last. There is a lot of green flag running left here, and UCRL, especially with a little bit smaller fields, the talent that's on the track, they tend to run these green flag runs here, no matter the track, whether it's a short track or long track, side by side or whatnot. But yeah, he's I won't count him down and out yet. He's definitely down, but I don't think he's out.
No, not at all. Still plenty of time left in this race, and starting to catch up to Jake Lesh already, and we'll try and dispatch of him as quickly as possible so he can catch up to the rest of the top 5 here. But we are on lap 74 of 117. Jimmy, I think it's about time to crank these cars up and give everybody out there in CRN Nation a little love to hear it.
A little bit love to hear it. can't beat the sights and sounds of some great racing out by the drivers here from the Man Cave at the Dark Series. Obviously, it's sponsored by Max Graphics. Again, if you need it out there, you're looking for a good livery for your car, look them up and have them hook you up with a great paint job for your car. Also, the After Post Race show sponsored by iRace's podcast. iRace's Lounge podcast? Yeah, iRace's Lounge podcast. I think I'd have them all memorized by now, Carl, but I am so involved with so many leagues and get the great opportunity to share the racing that they put on for the fans out there. You know, just sometimes there's just so many sponsors. The one driver, I think he has like 15 sponsors, and we've talked to him a few times. He has to rattle them all off. His car is splattered with plenty of sponsorship out there. You know, whether it's a favorite beverage or some local business that he supports to put them out there. So but it's good to see the drivers kind of get out there and put other companies out there. A lot of them are for good causes. They even have a lot of these series and races they put on the charity races to raise money for special events, or a family is struggling because a family member has got an operation or like that, or sponsored races for individuals that have fallen to cancer or things like that. So good to see things like that kind of come out from a great community within iRacing. Also, speaking of special events, is the Coast 300, Carl. Why don't you give us a little rundown on how that's going to work here for participants that might be listening?
Yeah, going to be coming up here on May 11th, as that's going to be the second annual running of the CRN Coke 300 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's a you're right what it is. It's a half distance of the real life Coca-Cola 600, but run with the 87 cars, run with the vintage 87 NASCARs, and it was a blast last season. It was a really good race all the way through. It certainly got a lot of mix up here and there, but good turnout, and we're expecting another good turnout this season, as we already got about 20 drivers signed up for it, and taking in anyone and everybody that wants to get in there and be involved, whether it's on the track as a driver, whether it's a sponsor for the series or for the event or whatever it might be. It's definitely a great event out there, and if it's anything like last season, it's going to be a good one, and it's still about a half a month away at this point, so a few weeks away, so still plenty of time to get in there, get in signed up and be a part of it. But I'm looking forward to it from a distance. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town for that weekend, but I'm sure whenever I get a chance, I'll be tuning in to see around and taking a look at that thing.
Yeah, I'll be putting on the show for everybody, and hopefully I'll get some other fellow CRN co-hosts up here to bring on the entertainment of the 87s at Charlotte. It's definitely a good time, and if you're out there listening and interested, please join up and or hit me a call up, and we'll get you in touch with our Discord so you can sign up for the event. But there's prizes throughout, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a good time out there. So just looking to just kind of stretch your legs, just a fun race more than you would prizes, but obviously races out here, the competitors, the drivers trying to get a great run, and the drivers getting a great run now here on lap 90 of 117. Still the 58 out front by 2 seconds, Carl. Justin Kirby, followed by Grady Gherkin, and then Tommy Ryan has gotten around JP Phillips. Our points leader, as of right now, not in a podium position. It's been a while since we've not talked to the 22 during the week. And still having a great run. Just those drivers in front of him have been able to get around that 22 here tonight and put him back off the podium. Trevor Hunt in the 59 was back there quite a ways, but he's starting to make his way forward as well. In that fifth spot, Andrew Ratcliffe is up to sixth. Obviously out there with them precious tires, and he's got 26 laps to try to make up. Let's see, the total gap is
6.5 seconds right
six
now
and a
up
half
to the leader.
seconds. Yeah, to the leader. So he's got some time to make up still, but not. It's almost at a point of impossible, but still in the realm of having a great showing. Big rush back there, and Pete, number 7, up 5 spots from the start, so it's good to see that 51 up there. But as we're talking about drivers on the move, 45 with Scott Bolster, up in P number 8 right now, looking to take 7th away from the 51 Jake Rush. Brett Kirby is in 9th, and then Jerry West and then double zeros back there in 10th. Tim Glass at 11th, and then Jeff Ryan back there in P number 12.
Yeah, a little racy here for Scott Bolster tonight. Maybe that's what we got to do. We just got to have him in a race here that he's pretty much locked into the top 10 from the beginning with a smaller car field out here, and it gets him a little freer. Gets him lets his hair down a little bit and can get the hammer down a little bit here too, as he's in 8th place right now, trying to get along past Jake Lush, who was one of your first ones into the pits. So Bolster right now enjoying 4-lap newer tires than the 51 machine, but out front, 2-second lead for Justin Kirby over Grady Gherkin, Tommy Ryan, JP Phillips, and Trevor Hunt, your top 5. But it's going to be really tough to catch that 58. 23 laps to go here at Kentucky.
23 laps in over 2 seconds. It's and bouncing back and forth, just teetering just a little bit. I know Grady probably knows in the back of his mind, like, I have to make up these 2 seconds, and here soon, as 20 laps, you're looking at 11 minutes remaining, is not a huge amount of time. It's probably the go time, but with Justin being out in front and having that nice little buffer, he's able to just run his race the way he needs to. And if he needs to save a little bit of tire, he can. He doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because I think he came almost a 10th. He was up at 10th there a little bit for that lap, but yeah, he's still maybe pulling away. Tommy Ryan might be hauling in or tracking down Grady Gherkin, looking for that P2. I'm going to go ahead and bring up lap history and bring that up on the screen for y'all to see. To kind of right now we're looking at Tommy Ryan, and yes, and he's been slowly gaining the last couple of laps. He's got 3 laps in a row. They move to Grady Gherkin. See if he's making any time on Kirby. Not much. Very, very little. Last lap.
Yeah, but taking a look at third to first, it's not just gaining on second place as Tommy Ryan, he's gaining on first place as well. Gonna need to maybe gain a little bit more than what he's doing right now, but I mean, if he keeps gaining a 10th or 2 every lap, it's certainly going to put him closer to the front right now, as he's only 2.5 seconds total behind your leader. But as we say that, of course, he's going to lose a little bit of time there to your leader, but still putting in a good showing. Actually, no, he gained 0.04 of a second that lap. So we'll see what he can do, see if he can run him down with the last 20 laps to go. But the battle back here, and JP Phillips threatening to fall out of the top 4 at this point, and maybe just going to hang on to a top 5, and maybe that's not going to happen as well, as Andrew Ratcliffe reeling in your top 5 cars now, as he's been putting in slightly faster lap times than the drivers in front of him, as he ran a 32.49 the last lap, with the next fastest lap in front of him being your leader of a 32.64. So certainly a good run here at the end for the 24. Does he have enough to catch these top 5? Does he have enough to pass any of them? We're about to find out here. 18 to go.
Yeah, and the 59 Trevor Hunt moves around 22 with JP Phillips, and move JP Phillips back into the 5th position. So we're going to have what look like maybe running away to moving back, or not having a great second half race here for that number 22. 58 running away here tonight. One of the faster cars on the track. as of right now, and what a time to have it is, this race is coming down with only 17 laps remaining.
Lead still out to 2.2 seconds over Grady Gherkin is Justin Kirby. Tommy Ryan's still right there with Gherkin, but it seems like he's been able to close in on the 46, but now maybe stuck in a bit of the wake here and dealing with a little bit of the wash from the air coming off the 46 is kind of stuck in that bubble right there, 5 tenths of a second behind second place Gherkin. And take a look back there at Trevor Hunt as he is starting to maybe reel in your top 3 here a little bit as well. I mean, it may be a little bit too late, but 16 laps to go. He's got the 99 in sight here. He's got a potential podium in sight. You know, Trevor Hunt's going to be digging hard to try and get this thing done, and so far so good. Some pretty good lap times here the last couple times around here for the 59.
Yeah, Trevor had some really good practice laps as well. He qualified well. He's down 3 spots. He's still in that outside pole. We know Trevor's fast here at Kentucky. I'm sure he would love to at least get back up to P number 3. Maybe, was going to have that perfect pit stop, or, maybe use his tires up not early enough to put him in a position, but he still has time. We do have 15 laps to go, so it's still quite a bit of time now, but if he has anything left in that 59, now's the time to get it.
I want to thank everybody out there tuning in to CRN here tonight. Whether you were here just on board for the UCRL or if you jumped over from the core Xfinity, but either way, thank you for tuning in to CRN, and hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Get in touch with everything that CRN has here on tap, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is certainly our heavy hitting days of the week, as there's plenty of racing, and I think we got probably a triple header, if not more, on all 3 days. So if you like racing, this is where you need to be. So go ahead and hit that subscribe, and even hit that bell if you want to be notified of whenever CRN is up and live, and get a part of CRN Nation, as we've got a pass here for 5th. The pit stop has certainly worked out for Andrew Ratcliffe, fitting it later than everybody else as he moved himself into the top 5 now. Top 4 not out of the question just yet. May have a chance yet to run down Trevor Hunt in 4th. But again, taking a look at 2nd and 3rd, it just seems like Tommy Ryan just kind of stuck right in that bubble. Cannot get much closer to Grady Gherkin right now to try and make that pass. And I'm sure Justin Kirby is more than happy to hear that, as he is out there to about a 2.5 second lead over these 2 battling for 2nd.
Yeah, and right now it's still got some time, so I think I'm Tommy. I'm trying to think like Tommy. Like, I don't want to, maybe I have what it takes to get up to him, but I don't want to burn them tires out too fast right now, because I know when we have fresh tires, Carl, you can basically burn your tires out in 10 laps, doing hot laps. He has 10 laps to try to get around the 46, but he also has to keep up from the hungry number 59 and 24 that are closing in on behind him as well. So he has a little bit of a gap now. So right now, just kind of feel out that number 46 and see if he can make a move on him towards the end of the race. But Justin Kirby enjoying his time out front, coming up on some lap traffic. So we'll see if they're going to give him any issues. But the driving here is a bit too well, and most of the drivers here know that, like, when I'm slow, they get lapped, they're probably just going to let them ride. We see the 18th and glass kind of with a little bit higher line. But the 58 of Justin Kirby to go down the inside is not giving definitely not putting too much of a fight there, allowing Justin Kirby to continue his race. And back there with a 46 and 99, going to be coming up on the same issue here. as the 58 just got by the 18 at 10 plus.
And we'll see, maybe Tommy can get close up, as it looked like Gherkin maybe scraping the wall there a little bit as well, heading into turn number 1. But the lead here that Gherkin had over Tommy Ryan is definitely smaller now. Maybe he's finally broken that half a second bubble. He is within 0.2 of a second now, heading into turns 3 and 4. Trevor Hunt still slowly catching these two, and Andrew Ratcliffe slowly catching Trevor Hunt as well. So everybody kind of concertining back up here at the end of the race with 7 to go. Can anybody catch anybody? Can anybody pass anybody is the question. We've seen Tommy Ryan catch back up to Grady Gherkin, but still has yet to be able to close enough to make a move and make a pass on Gherkin. As you see him down the backstretch, 0.2 of a second separating him. Another 2.5 up to your leader, Justin Kirby, as he's coming around, and it's going to be 6 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, I think at this point, Justin Kirby is pretty good at the smooth sail. He does have that 2.5, almost 2.5 of a second gap. So the touch on is will do one thing, get a run with 6 laps to go on these very well-used tires is another. So, but that 59 is definitely trying to find his opportunity to get around the 46, putting the pressure on the back. Hopefully be able to make that move. You can see him changing up his lines just a little bit and trying to get guys and momentum to get around. But the 18, I think, is going to hold him up just a little bit as it's going to go down underneath the 18. He stays at a high side, allows the battle for position to continue. But in the picture, you see that 59, he's coming, and 24 is not far behind.
Coming down to the end here, 5 to go. It's going to be 4 to go very soon. So if Tommy Ryan's got anything, he's got to start making a move here on Gherkin. I think anybody's got anything for that 58 out front of Justin Kirby, as he's on rails here, looking for the win here tonight at Kentucky. And so far, so good, doing a good job of that, and looking for his second win on the season. And only a few drivers in the series have multiple wins, that being JP Phillips with 3, Tommy Ryan with 5, and Chris Bouchard with 2. So we're going to join that club here, coming in 127 points behind JP Phillips. But Phillips not having, well, the race we've seen for the first 2/3 of the season, as he is outside the top 5. Justin Kirby at the front, maybe a little late in the season to make a run at the potential champ here, but I mean, why not give it a shot? And Justin Kirby certainly doing so, and is going to gain some points on JP Phillips here tonight.
One of the bigger gains of the season as well. So, because JP Phillips being back there at P number 6, the fields have been a little smaller. Something here we've seen as many as almost 30 drivers here with UCRL, and every league that I've broadcasted or been part of. Like we were talking earlier, so it goes through its ebbs and flows, and right now it's just the core, the heart of the people are still here at UCRL. So this is a good place to come and join and learn from some of these great drivers. But Justin Kirby out to that 3-second lead now on the final lap here at Kentucky, followed by Grady Gherkin and Tommy Ryan. This is where the battle's at. So I'm going to kind of focus here just a little bit. And you can see the 59 just coming into the picture for them as well.
Ryan trying to back up turns 1 and 2 to try and get a good run down the backstretch. He's going to, but it's not going to be good enough to get close enough to the inside of the 46. Going to send it one last time here in a 3 and 4, and you see Trevor Hunt back there looking at his chops, hoping these guys got close enough together, but it's going to be Justin Kirby, your winner. Grady Gherkin going to hold off a hard-charging Tommy Ryan for 2nd and 3rd. Trevor Hunt in 4th. Andrew Ratcliffe is going to finish in 5th place. And then JP Phillips going to grab 6th. Scott Bolster in 7th. And I believe it's got to be one of his highest finishes here this season here for Scott Bolster. So congrats on the 7th for the man behind the curtain. Jake Lesh in 8th. Jerry West, welcome back here for a little run here inside the top 10 in 9th. Brett Kirby in 10th. Tim Glass in 11th, and then Jeff Ryan rounding out your field here in 12th place. But Green, well, maybe I shouldn't say that because I wasn't here for the beginning of the race, but I think Green from the drop to the checkered, as Justin Kirby does a little bit of drifting here in turns 1 and 2, a little bit of celebrating, and we'll see how much this gains him on the championship leader, JP Phillips, having a bit of a rough night here. It's starting a little late here in the season, but never know. Make a little run here with a month and a half left.
I mean, he can do nothing but try, and maybe he can get something work together. And, try to just celebrate a little bit, slide it around, do some drifting. Brings it down the front stretch here. I'm sure he'll slow down, burn it down here just a little bit, but good run there by the 58 Black Magic Machine of Justin Kirby here at Kentucky. I got to walk away tonight, the winner over Grady Girk and Tommy Ryan for your top 3. Trevor Hunt, Andrew Ratcliffe, JP Phillips, Scott Bolster, Jake Lester, Jerry West, Brett Kirby, Tim Glass, Jeff Ryan, as we already said. So great run here tonight, Carl. And yes, it was green from the start to the finish.
And very nice as well. Get our top 3 up here in the booth and ready to go. It was definitely a good run from everything that I've seen, and a very dominating performance there in the second half by Justin Kirby. So good to see some late season life here for the 58 team. But 5 races to go. He's got to get a move on and click through a couple more wins here if he's got any chance of catching JP Phillips, and hopefully get some bigger car counts to maybe at least get in the head of JP Phillips, that he can finish down a little bit lower. But we've got our top 3 here ready to roll, and we'll bring in our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take the 99 of Tommy Ryan?
Yeah, so give our post-race show sponsor, iRacers Lounge podcast, a shout out. But Tommy, Jimmy, and Carl in the booth, you copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you had a pretty good start to your race this evening, and you and Trevor Hunt elected to kind of take your time and fall back early, but it did pay off where you did catch the front of the field at the end of the field run. Was it a little bit too much that you guys laid back trying to save them tires, and then your pit stop, did it work out to the point where or was just Justin Kirby that fast tonight?
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of homework this week like I typically did, so I was just, I knew Trevor was very well prepared, so I was going to run his pace and see where it goes, because he's really good on old tires and getting podium finishes, so I was good with that. And then we started running those guys back down, then it kind of stagnated about a second and a half or whatever it was, and then I knew pit stops was going to separate a little bit of it. But Justin had a great stop. I didn't, he pulled out from JP there, and I mean, he set sail and you clean air, man, it's so good. But then I was just like, okay, I just got to stay with Grady, and just kind of rode there. And then it just, it's so hard to pass. We gotta wait on them to make a mistake. But I mean, everybody did a good job. I mean, everybody had speed, but air was a big part of it. But it was a good run, man. I had fun, learned a little bit, and good top 3.
Yeah, great top 3. It's you're doing what you can when you're here, to put yourself on the podium and up in the booth here with us. So it's always good talking to you. So again, congratulations from CRN. But before we let you get out of here, give you a little time for any shout-outs that you may have.
Yeah, Northern Tool and Equipment and Black Magic, because like I said, we can come to the racetrack prepared. Wish we could get some cars out here with us. The field's a little bit low, but hopefully some people are watching and be like, hey, man, those guys are pretty quick and pretty clean, so maybe they'll come out and race with us. So.
Yeah, it's always good to get fresh blood out there. So if you're out there, like I said, you can hit up any of the drivers you've seen on the track. You can hit up myself, or I'll get you in touch with Scott Bolster. He's the man, the myth, the legend here at UCRL. But again, Tommy, congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Is your 3rd place finish here tonight, the 99 of Tommy Ryan. 2nd place is going to be the 46 of Grady Gherkin. And Grady, good run for you here tonight. Top 5 there for the entire race, but You kind of slowly worked your way through the top 5 before the pit stops there, and as it all shook out, you're running in second place for a majority of that second half of the race. So good, clean race for you here tonight. A little bit of challenge from Tommy at the end, but you're able to pull it off.
Yeah, it was a pretty, good clean run like we typically have here. I was just kind of before the first pit stop, just kind of tried to stay in line there, save fuel because we were like right on the money. It seemed like. Then after our pit stops kind of shook out, then I figured it was time to go and kind of see what I could get. But once I saw Tommy coming up, I figured he was gonna get by me. But you're watching your fuel that you got left, not knowing how much you can push. One lap I'd go around and it would say I was going to be short. The next one I was going to be right on the money. So you kind of had to manipulate it every lap, kind of what you were doing there. And Tommy caught me, and I was like, I got to try to fend this off. So we went after it.
Yeah, it looked like Tommy was able to get to about a half a second behind you there, but kind of got caught in what seemed to be a bit of a bubble there, and it could not break through there for quite some time. Did you guys feel that at all? Did it seem like there was a point where you kind of catch up to somebody and that you couldn't really break through and get close enough to them to make a pass here tonight?
Yeah, I kind of felt that on the first run, riding behind Andrew. Once I got up to him, I was just trying to kind of draft and save a little bit, but it seemed like once I did hit a spot, it was hard for me to kind of close up on him and kind of making the car hard to turn and all that stuff.
So a good battle for top 3 here in points, well, maybe at least for second and third between you and Justin. Going to take a little bit to catch JP before the end of the season, but Justin was able to get the better of you here tonight and maybe stretch out a little bit more of a lead on you in the standings. Is that what your kind of goal is at this point, to try and just do the best you can, or is it trying to grab that second place in the points before the end of the season? What's the outlook here?
Yeah, absolutely. Try to run the best I can. And like you said, unfortunately tonight, the guy I'm trying to beat was the only car that finished in front of me. So it makes it a little harder, but you just go run clean races and kind of get the best results we can, and kind of hope they have off nights and can kind of counteract that a little bit.
We got a couple short tracks on the docket for the rest of the season, and a couple mid length tracks there. But Richmond coming up next. How do you feel about Richmond? What do you think the chance of that 46 getting another top step next week?
Ooh, Richmond. I do like Richmond. We'll have to see how that one goes. It could be a good night or a bad night. With the clean racing we have, it'll probably be okay. We'll just have to see. Yeah, it definitely is going to be a different race than kind of what we've been having. So that might shake up the top a little bit. I know JP and Tommy, they'll probably be up there too, though. So, yeah, we'll just have to head out there and kind of see what we can make happen.
All right, well, congrats again on your second place here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
Yeah, just shout out to Team Turn and Burn. It's fun running with the guys in there. Shout out to you guys. You do a good job. It's fun to watch these broadcasts back. You didn't maybe have a lot to talk about tonight, but it's still fun. You guys make it entertaining anyhow. So shout out to you guys.
Find something.
Yeah, and then shout out to Scott for putting all this on.
All right, well, congrats again on your second place, and we'll see if you can get the better of Justin at Richmond and maybe make some ground right back up there.
All right, sounds good.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 46 of Grady Gherkin. Finally, your winner, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take the 58 of Justin Kirby?
Justin, you're part of now the multiple race winner club this season here with the Man Cave After Dark Xfinity series. So tell us how your race went, and that second half you just put on a dominating show, and we're definitely the car to beat.
Whew, yeah, that was, I don't know. I was completely unexpected, honestly, because this is my first race on this configuration. I mean, I'd done like the old Kentucky. I'd done a bunch of laps on, so I was like, I had a lot of trepidation about what was going to happen, and then got to run in there and was noticing longer run. The line I was doing was just a little different than the guys around me. So I'm like, I might be okay with this if I can get out front. And because as soon as I caught Andrew Grady and JP, it just the nose just dies on this car once you get about 3-4 tenths away from somebody. So the fact that they were having a little higher entry and I could keep it low was really, really helpful, and it made it helped the car get that drive off that I needed and just roll turn one. And it's that's an awesome feeling, man.
I mean, you were looking like you were having a lot of fun out there. I mean, there was really nobody around, and Carl mentioned that it seemed like when drivers would get to a certain point behind somebody, and it was like they were stuck in a bubble, and it might go to what you're talking about, and that dirty air coming off the back, and you really had to look and search for a different line, and I guess you were able to find that line here, obviously, and make it work to your advantage, and put that number 58 Black Magic Motorsports machine out front here tonight for a good win over some great competitors. I mean, the win here tonight, is this the start of a late run to try to knock JP off the top spots here for the championship, or your goal just trying to stay of your next competitor of the 46 of Grady Gherkin there for that second place for the championship?
Oh, there's no late run about it. I've been running all season. It's the momentum's finally coming my way. And well, I will say I do have a bit of help, because I joined the direct drive club at Talladega, and this Mozart 9 I've got, it's been phenomenal. It's been you feel things that you didn't even think were there before, and it's made driving very much more enjoyable. Doing that, and as far as the point situation goes too, it's kind of cool to look at the end, but when you're in the race, it's like all you're worried about is getting to finish that race and then doing it the next time, and then the points will fall where they will.
Right. So your take on the situation is just more one race at a time, and whatever happens. And it's not a bad way to go about it. And you're putting in some good runs, and you're second in the points overall. You're off to Richmond next week, so are you going to be able to keep this momentum going at such a little bit different track than here tonight?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the only thing different about Richmond, it's a short track, but that's one of the slick, old, and greasy short tracks. So I forget if we're running at night or not, but it's gonna be a pretty fun show. I got a feeling. The last time we ran there in the trucks, I had a really good race there too. So I am looking forward to it, but it's you got good competition. I thought like Grady, I was watching my F2 like a hawk, and we were like at 2 seconds for like 30 laps in a row, and it's like, okay, let's just hope this doesn't start going the other way.
It's always something when you're out front leading, and you just want to make sure that that driver's not catching you. But you did a fantastic job here tonight, and before we let you get out of here, obviously we want to give you a little bit of time for any shout outs that you may have there, bud.
Sure. One thing before that is the crew chief, the other me, had to tell the driver, it's like, dude, shut up, quick look in your mirror, just drive. But yeah, want to thank the guys at Black Magic again for, they help out so much. Brent, Tommy and Jeff, the Ryans, Trevor, JP, all those guys are freaking awesome. And just Scott putting together the league that we got so far. I know our car counts aren't the best, but we're making do, and we got another season of a different car coming up not too long after this one, so we can bounce back that way, and we'll be all right there. And thank you guys for broadcasting us and making us look good, and thank our sponsors, Rogue Energy, for helping bring the league along, and our presenting sponsor, Max Graphics, and just trying to make those guys proud, and just got 5 more races to do it.
Yeah, 5 more races, another win in the books. Hopefully you can reach out there and grab a couple more, and like I said, give that 22 a run for his money, and show him that there's other drivers that can be just as consistent throughout the season. But
yeah, Yeah, he's not the only one that's got the fishing line out. We're gonna
Again, well, welcome to the Direct Drive Club. I know what that's like. It's a very good feelings, and also congratulations, man. And we'll let you get out of here and go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, thanks a bunch, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
And your winner here tonight, the 58 of Justin Kirby, in a bit of a dominating performance here in the second half of the race once he got to the lead, and especially after that pit stop, checked out and grabbed his second win here on the season in his attempt to try and run down JP Phillips here for the championship. But again, going to be hard to do. 5 races left on the schedule. As we mentioned, Richmond coming up next week. Then we got Nashville Super Speedway, Dover, Myrtle Beach, and Atlanta Motor Speedway, the old Atlanta, going to round out the schedule for the end of the season. But 2 more night races. Next week is going to be day. It's going to go day, night, day to finish out the season. So Nashville and Myrtle Beach will be your night races, but going to be nice and slick and greasy, as Justin Kirby said, for next week, especially that race being at 1:00 in the afternoon. The temperature is going to heat up that track and make it a little bit more slick for these guys and put on a nice, fun show, I'm sure. But good run here for all the drivers out here, the 12 that did show up here tonight for UCRL. I want to thank the sponsors again that help UCRL go around here, and thank Scott for everything that he does. It's a lot of work for league owners, and especially for Scott, as he's not just doing all the league functions, but he's helping set up these cars for these drivers every week. And more power to him. I'm lucky I can change the air pressure and the tires. That's about,
you should get out there and try driving some of these setups, Carl. They really do feel great. Scott does a fantastic job with the setups, and it's a testament to the driving and the competition throughout the season. I mean, these drivers are able to put the car, where they want it, when they want it, and we have like. Well,
let me hop in there and say, you said that right. These drivers can put the car where
I did say these drivers.
These drivers. It may feel great to these drivers. I still be a second off pace.
Well, I mean, me and you have had, we've had with Mark, fellow driver Mark Thomas out there. Give him a shout. Hopefully he's listening. But we've worked together trying to put a setup together, and we were like button heads, just not even knowing what to tell Mark. Mark knew what to do with the car, but he'd have to learn our stupid car language because we weren't sure what it was doing. So, and then he would take it. So yeah, shout out to Scott, man. That's probably one of the hardest things. I wish I had the patience to do something like that and learn what the car does. But he likes to do it, and he does a fantastic job. So yeah, good shout out there for Scott Bolster.
Well, according to Mark, we drive on the wrong side of the car as well. So
this is true, right?
What does he know? But again, thank you to everybody that tuned in here tonight to CRN. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe and get in tune to everything that CRN has to offer. Join the CRN Nation and get in touch with all the races that we have. Plenty of racing throughout the entire week. But that's going to do it for the UCRL Man Cave After Dark Xfinity Series here tonight. For myself and Jimmy and CRN, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.